All right. To get started, click the button below to select the stream. No current stream. Refresh. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. All right. Let's see here. Doing week 3. Cool. Learn. Whoa, that is insane. Why did it go back to? All right. Last week I focused on white balance and contrast for all of my underwater stuff, and that went sometimes really well. Some of the videos looked really good. Some of them looked really terrible, and definitely need a lot more work. It kind of all depended on what the lighting was like that day and what the depth was. The depth is a huge thing, and I am learning that I messed up quite a few shots right from the get go, just from setting up the camera. So now I can, now that I've learned that, hopefully I don't mess up anything when I'm in Indonesia. Let's see if I can get a little music here. Again, if anybody ever watches this and can comment on how I can make music play that I won't get in trouble for, that'd be cool. Other than that, there. If those stay on that, then this. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna quickly. I'm gonna try and do what I learned last week and the week before on a new clip that I'm going to be posting tomorrow. And then I'll go into this video from this guy or girl, whoever they are, talk to the fish, where they seem to make it pretty simple for me for these basics because this is really hard. Dope. All right, let's start this because I only want to take an hour doing this so that I don't get lost in fine tuning and perfecting. Cool. So let's go here. Oh, sweet, the wheel. What I've been doing each week or each day so far, and I'm not going to do it today while I'm streaming because I think that's lame, is whenever I get the wheel, I do like, I don't know, 5 pull ups and 5 push ups, or 5 push ups, 5 sit ups. Maybe I'll eventually do it on the stream, but I think that's pretty ridiculous. So at least it's forcing me to kind of stay fit while I do this. All right, cool. So today I posted this clip this morning. So I'm going to do this one of this eel. So I'll just copy that. These are everything that I posted on my Instagram since I've been posting one shot a day since I started this on August 11th. So copy. Let's see here. Media pool. I don't want it to copy into here, which is what it just did. I want it to go into this folder. Holy cow. That's annoying. It's gonna take forever if it's gonna keep doing that. All of these shots, I filmed it all raw so that I could get as much information as possible to hopefully bring back whatever color there was. And so therefore the clips are huge. My computer isn't that great. Why did it copy the whole thing? That's not what I wanted it to copy. What? Okay, no. It's annoying. All right, let's go back. Let's try this again. Eel, eel, copy, music, switch projects. But that's why I made multiple projects in hopes that I wouldn't get as many spinning wheels. Wait, no, not copy. Damn it. All right, cool. So we got the eel in this project now. That watermark is insane. That is, I did that when I made it like that because I didn't know how to do the watermark. So I watermark my stuff because I have had stuff used without without my permission. So, I mean, it's a crazy story. They had my permission to look through a bunch of clips and let me know if they were going to pick one. They never let me know that. And then I was like, oh, we can work out a contract or whatever. I was going to give them the footage for free as long as I kept all the rights. And they said, and they gave me credit for filming it. And then about months later, suddenly the documentary was out, and I was told that they used my clip, and I wasn't given anything or done anything. We didn't have any contracts. So I watermark everything now. Because at the time, I had just put like a title in the bottom corner of the shots, and they were all uncolored and they were terrible and they weren't like finished or anything. And all they did was they zoomed in and cropped that out and then kept it in horrible quality. And it's like it had some big names attached to that documentary, and it's just the most embarrassing footage, and they didn't fully have my permission. And that's my little rant as to why I still have a watermark. um let's see here, that's the size ish, somewhere like that. And then I'm going to turn it off, and I'll get back to that later if I decide to have it or not. All right, so I learned to do that. Then the guy had me, or girl, again, sorry, that's Southern California is just my go-to of everybody's guy, everybody's dude. And I need to be better about that. All right, cool. So cropping, coming right, cropping in here. Okay. So now I'll be able to compare them, and then re-enable this one, disable that one. We'll go into coloring. Cool. I stabilized it back in the day when I first did it. I'm going to come over here to the power gray that we made. This is with the first and last thing turned off. This is with the first and last node turned on. And that looks terrible, but we'll see what we can do with it. So I'm going to apply that grade. Cool. Then white balance is the first thing that they have me do. And I don't know what NR is. White balance. Got to bring the red up because at depth, this was in Cabo Polmo, and Cabo Polmo is a little south of Cabo, where at the right time of year you get like big schooling jack, like huge schools, and we got a couple little ones. They call them the Jack Tornado. We didn't quite get those, but this eel was just out and about. This is probably, I want to say it was at like 60 feet. So as you can see right here, there's no red. So let's see what my raw camera captured. Oh wait, let's look at the raw thing again. All right, 1250. I'm now learning about ISO. 3200 is one of the dual natives in the Blackmagic that I use. I want to use decoding clip, Gen 5. 1250 should be the least amount of noise that it had. And I've finally been able to see noise. If I see it on here, I'll point it out. I never could see it before. I didn't know what anybody was talking about when they told me my clips were noisy. Whatever, let's mess with it. So we want the bottom of these colors to all line up, like kind of like right here, right here. Maybe we can bring the blue up a little bit more. Yeah, because this is like crazy green. But that seems all right for there. The bottom is, we'll bring blue back up a little bit. The bottoms are all kind of lined up. Maybe the green down. Yeah. All right, so they're kind of lined up, but there's still obviously so much more green up here, but I still want blue and stuff. So I'm going to cool it down. No. First, I'm going to get rid of that green with magenta with the tint. Wee. And this happens to me every time. It's like over here in this stuff where it gets kind of like extra red. That's what I'm at least assuming is the noise that everybody talks about. If it's not the noise, I don't really know what is. Like this is where it's like, I wish I was working on a shallower clip like this horn shark. This was super easy. Or this octopus, that was pretty easy. I was just white balance. But this eagle ray in here, this didn't go too well. But it looks pretty noisy around here. And it doesn't matter because we're working with the eel. And that is what it is. Let's find. Wait, where did the. Is it not stabilized anymore? Or was it just tripping because. Oh, because I put that in, it got rid of the stabilization? What? Lame. All right. What did I have it stabilized as? Because if it's. Depending on which one it is, it'll like wobble. So usually similarity is the way to go. Oh, I know how I can see. Let's go back to Instagram. Okay. Yeah, so I use similarity. All right. So let's stabilize this. That is something that I'm going to have to remember and pay attention to because that's annoying. Oh, and with it being underwater, everything changes within like feet. So it you really want to, or I have decided now that I really need to know where my money shot is on it, because that's what's gonna that's the spot that I want to color correct too, because it's going to be different at the beginning of the clip and it's going to be different at the end of the clip. Like if you look at the, I'm pointing as if anybody could see, as if anybody was watching. Remember to guard privacy and enable your community. Oh, that's the chat thing. Okay. So here we go. We got an eel. I think what's the best spot? Let's just play this clip and see what's cool. Sweet. Cruising out and about. Green moray eel. He has like 60 feet, I want to say. Pretty noisy up top. Nifty. And those are cute little fish with their spots. All right, sweet. Well, let's cruise back. I can probably cut that earlier too. I think, yeah, with the mouth open. That's probably what I want to color it to. That's where I want it to be the best. So that's looking pretty nice. So let's come back here. I'm going to just start over. I think the tint is at 0. I think the temp is at 0. All right, cool. That bottom is all lined up. So yeah, let's bring the tint. Let's bring the green in. And then these all say Lo-Fi Girl, and Lo-Fi Girl is not free, but Lo-Fi Girl is awesome. Unless Lo-Fi Girl started putting free stuff on here, but this pixabay.com is supposed to all be free stuff. So whatever. If I get flagged, nobody's watching anyway. This is more for me, to make sure that I learn that I work on it for an hour every week. I work on a new part of it every week. All right, whatever. Let's cool it down. Is that cool? Yeah. So those are all kind of even, I think. A little bit more magenta. It's pretty crazy to think that I keep cooling these things down when there's no red, but if I bring in the red and the warmth, it's like that's insane. That doesn't look good. That kind of looks pretty decent right there. It's kind of where it was, isn't it? No, that's -80. That's too much. What do we want? Oh, and I'm supposed to color off of this and not off of this, but I can't help it. I'm on a monitor that's like not for coloring, it's for gaming. Not that I'm a gamer either. Well, I am, just not PC. And I'm not good at it, but I do enjoy it. Okay, so whatever. I want the blues to be all there. All right, so that's the white balance. Let's see what that looks like. Apple D. Yep, that's what it used to look like. That's what it looks like now. That's pretty flat, but let's contrast it. So with the contrast, we work on these guys, the contrast and that. So I want to get these things up. I want to get these things down. I want to spread it all around. Let's do the lift and bring these guys down a little bit, make it a little darker, a little darker, dark. And then lighten that back up. And then what I'm gonna do, we'll find, you say music loop, but you don't play for too long. I'm actually gonna keep that right there because every time that I try and do this, I end up making it way too light. So let's bring the midtones up to spread it all around. And then let's try some contrasting. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, wait, that might be. Yeah, I think that's too much. I think that that's too much. Maybe not. Maybe it's cool. Maybe it's cool. Let's go ahead and lift it on down a bit more. Nope. Midtones, a bit more. I think that looks all right. I think that looks okay. That looks. Let's do some shadowing. This is apparently less is more, so I don't really know. That's super less. And then highlights. Oh, I see the highlights. Okay, so it's like this coral that I'm pretty sure is dead. Maybe it's teeth in here. And these little guys. But then we're looking here, and that kind of looks good. It's between the 0 and I think 900 is what they always say. If anybody watches this and has any more tips, please give them to me. I have no clue what I'm doing. Let's try a little bit more contrast, see what that looks like. That looks nifty. Let's see what that did. Let's disable that one. Yep. That is very different. That is very, very different. I don't think these need much more tweaking. That kind of looks good. Let's watch it. Cool. That's pretty sweet. Why am I hearing sound? How could I? I wasn't breathing during this. Was I? I mean, obviously I was breathing. Never hold your breath in scuba diving. It's the number one rule of scuba diving. What's the number one rule of scuba diving? Never hold your breath. Is that a pufferfish? It totally is. Oh, red. Or like a cow. Shoot, what are they called? They're like spotted. Some people call them inflator fish. I don't know. Awesome. I hadn't seen that before. The eye is a little blue, which I don't think it's supposed to be. But, it is what it is. I am not perfect. And I am very new to this. So let's dive into that. Was all week 2. All right. Week 1 was setting up this power grade. And week 2 was doing the white balance and the contrast. So week 3, I believe, is getting to this cast. Let me watch this vidya and see what we can do. Add a cast node. Did it. I should have watched this before, but I didn't. All right. Wait, sorry. Oh, there's going to be a lot of pausing and going back and forth. What did you say? He circled it and stuff. All right. The tool for this node is the RGB mixer, which, what? Oh, that's this one. This is the RGB mixer. Huh. Okay. This person said this is the creative part of it. Check the preserve luminance box. The preserve luminance box. This stops your color tweaks from messing with image brightness. Okay. That's checked. I'm assuming I don't check the monochrome. All right. RGB mixer is super sensitive. A 1/10 change is visible. You'll need a subtle touch, even if it's not obvious on screen capture. That sucks because when this loads, or when it spins, it doesn't do much and it doesn't tell me that it's loading, whatever. Okay. First, boost existing reds via red input. Like by how much? Second, small green input to red output. This borrows green that helps rebuild red. Dude, this is all the stuff that's been intimidating. I felt so good about white balance and contrast. Whoa. Okay. That is a lot. All right. Hold up, homie. What is that? Oh no, I'm doing it in contrast. I gotta do it in the other node. Hold on. Undo, 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 undo. Cool. Okay. What? Why do you still have that? Is that what happens here if I do this? Okay, sweet. Jeez. Let's completely undo that. All right. Bring that up. Oh my gosh. Bring that down. Dude. Wait. You didn't bring it down. You brought it up. Second, small green input and red output. This borrows green to help rebuild red. What? I don't quite understand that. Okay. Be careful with the blue cast. It might dull deep water, yet it truly enhances close-up detail. All right, hold on. Let's see this. Dude, what? I mean, that is looking pretty cool. But the eye is getting weirder, and the red is super high now. Am I gonna end up going back to the whatever? Okay. Be careful with the blue cast. It might dull deep water, yet truly enhances close-up detail. Okay. Psych. If I could like scroll or something, that might be cool. Cause it's just sliding my mouse. I'm not that good at that. Try to bring it down. Let's make the whole thing more red. Good for reducing green cast, but be subtle. Excess makes it reddish. Heavy green saturation comes. Heavy green saturation comes in the next node. Okay. Um. Ooh, gosh. Oh no. All right. Uh, that looks that looks cool. Wait, I want to kind of. No. Yeah. Okay. Well, now they're pretty. They're all pretty even. It feels like I haven't done anything. Okay, I did do something. Not much, but something. All right, homie, you brought the green down and then back up. No, come on. How much time do we have? I'm all. Oh, I don't even know if I'll get through this video. I mean, all right. Ooh, ooh. I feel like it's a little too red. Yeah, yeah. No, I need that green in there. Yeah, I think it is too red. Well, that looks pretty good right there, and that looks pretty good right there, and those are off in the distance, and this is looking all right. All right, well, whatever. Let's just not think about it. This is where you get creative. This is where you bang your head against the desk because the computer doesn't want to work. I guess it's sunset. Um, let's try this guy. Wait, how does that look? Where's my? Yeah, sure, whatever. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Oh, I'm not gonna stress about this. Yes, I am, but I'm gonna try really hard not to. After initial tweaks, toggle these 9 mixer sliders to find the perfect compromise, like mixing a song. I don't mix songs. I don't know how these all talk to each other. If I add red, wait, I don't like this part. I want it to be here. This is where we've been working, right? Mouth open, fish in there. What does this do? What? I feel like I'm not doing anything. I feel like putting this into this is just gonna be it's gonna be countered if I put this into this, right? That seems like how that would work out. Because I'm trying to rebuild the color. Yeah, okay. That is exactly what it's doing. What? So I just made it more red. Do I like that more though? I kind of do. I want the green of the eel. Okay, I like that more. Oh, my brain. Should have an easy way to move these things around. That looks kind of cool. Does it? I don't know. Man, I think I want it to be more green now. Secondary graining. Hold on. Hold on. Let's bring a little bit more green in. Yeah. 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 That's a little bit better. Did it make? That's why I thought it was better, is because it went back to being nothing. Nothing. You can't tell any difference. It's like I didn't do anything. They've all canceled each other out. I'm just looking right here. On, off, on, off. A little bit more red and pink. Let's bring the green back down, huh? Oh, too much. What? What? Yeah, we need less red. Mm. And then a little bit more blue. There's almost no difference. Okay, sure. Welcome to the option HSL node, hue, saturation, and luminance. This is where we target and enhance specific colors, bringing back vibrance to individual elements. Brucey, your mom's home. Do you want to go say hi? Because I'm going to close the door. Free dog. Go on. Go say hi. Good boy. Yeah, go. Go, go, go. Free dog. Go get her. No. Brucey. Free dog. There you go. Good boy. All right. HSL node and luminance. This is where we target and enhance specific colors, bringing back vibrancy to individual elements. Okay. Says good footage may skip this. I think this will need it. Um, mm, mm, mm. No color correction. All right. Once again. Oh no. Wait, what did you just do, person? All right, before the main tool, a quick stop at the wheels. Ooh. Yeah, whatever. Whoa, whoa. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There we go. Make sure I'm working in the HSL. Quick stop at the wheels. Color boost and saturation. Color boost, saturation. Let's see, what does this do? Let's rough up saturation and enhances overall color vibrancy. Let's see what it does. Saturation. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. That's rad. That's how you get it to grayscale? Okay. So it was at 50? Mm-hmm. 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 Too blue. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. But I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, whatever. That might be a little bit drastic. Color boost. Color boost. Stronger on low saturation, gentle on high. For a natural effect. What's considered low and what's considered high? Well, you're at 57. And you're putting it to 14. Oh, 11. Finesse time. I'm not ready to finesse. Give me a second. Color boost, huh? What do you do? Aha. Spots. We got spots we don't want. We. Mm-mm. I feel like I want to. Okay. Um, okay. I feel like I want to bring the gain down. Because I've kept these like insanely flat. I think I do too much gain when I do it. Let's come all the way back to here. Do I want the peaks to be up here? Was I just moving gamma instead of gain? Uh-oh. Which one was I doing? Stop the wheel. Let me undo. Nope, I was doing gain. All right. And then let's bring the lift back up. I want to come back in here and I want to warm the whole thing up. And then I want to come back to here. And I want to do this. Yeah. Yep. Like it, I guess. All right. I think I like it. I don't know. I don't know what I like. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is any good or if there's any point to this. Let's keep working. Some looks cool in that. All right. Hold up. Color boost stronger, lower saturation, finesse time. And this node's main tool is the curves. Where, this guy? Ooh, what? Yeah, okay. That looks way different than theirs. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. You're going too fast. That doesn't look like how it's supposed to look. I think it's supposed to be more centered stuff. I'm never gonna get through this. 1 hour power is not enough to learn this. This is a bigger step than the white balance and the contrast. That's for sure. All right. I think you clicked this guy. Yeah, hue versus sat. Main tool, hue versus sat. Watch it move. All right. It's moving, but not much. Whoa. All right. I must have messed something up because this person's is moving like crazy. And mine is not. Use the eyedropper to pick a color. Okay. What? Why do I want to pick a color? Wait. Then fine tune with the handles. Lift its control point for more saturation. What, dude? I got the eyedropper. If I click something up here, but what if I want to do like you, bud? And this? What? Okay, wait. Ah, this eyedropper, not that one. Okay, this eyedropper. Wait, what? It's just okay. Why is mine not in this peak guy? What if I do it up here? What if I do it over here? What if I do it over here? What if I do it over here? Why are there so many now? Okay, all right, let's undo a lot of that stuff. Okay. So you wanted to pick a color and you picked the water. So I'm going to do the same. And then what? Use the eyedropper to pick a color. Fine tune with the handles. Lift its control point for more saturation. Huh. What if I want to, yeah, what if I would do something that's outside of it? So what if I do like this? What the what? Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not do that. I don't understand this one. This is like, why is its eye purple? What if I do this guy? Whatever. Let's add a little correct. Accurately outline the shit. What? Let's come back here. Can I delete these? Dude. With the hue versus hue, accurately shift colors like tweaking a green to a more appealing shade. Can I delete all of these? Oh, geez. What did I do? Maybe that's revert. Yep. Lucky guess there. All right. Let's try this again. You right here. Let's just make you a little bit more blue, huh? Sure. In the hue versus hue curve. Huh? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I don't really know what I'm doing. Hmm. This is a headache. This is a massive headache. This is gonna take me a long time to understand this. Oh man. It's gonna be a lot of videos of me trying to figure this out. And this is just there's still one, two, three more for from this person. God, so complicated. I see. I see. Sure, why not? Like what? I can't see any difference in yours. My eyes hurt. How is this a 10-minute video? Water node. For intuitive, precise color control, this optional node excels what at smoothing what? Smooth targeted changes. It's especially useful for targeting the blues in your water. Okay. Why last? Because premature use before exposure and whatnot. What? Too slow a reader. Before exposure contrast invites clipping and missing info. Okay. Sure. Let's do it. Shall we? Water. Well, let's go into a clip where we can actually see the water then. I don't want it to be too different. Oh, I didn't notice that fish in the background. Hold up, hold up. What is this person doing? That looks so complicated. The tool for this node is the color wrapper. The little Spider-Man web. That looks like Spider-Man web. Go into the Spider-Man web. How finely you can tweak colors, identity, hue, and punch saturation. More resolution equals more subtle magic. Okay. Well, it's 4K, so that should be pretty good resolution. I see what you mean. 16, 24. Oh, water is so complicated. Hey, that's an hour. Well, hold on. I gotta finish this note. Yeah, I get it. 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 Stop. Oh, I guess it's gonna be an hour because I'm just gonna finish this video. Or it's gonna be more than an hour because I'm just gonna finish this video. But I'll try and finish it quicker, I guess. Sorry, where did you go? Yeah, you tried to find a new spot with different water. How long have I not had music? Ugh. Let's try and find a new spot with more water. Mm. Oh, come on. Sure, right here. Why not? With the eyedropper pinpoint a suspicious shade in your video within the color wrapper. Ultimately, I decided to leave it as is. Move to another spot. The color I want to modify is spotted by the red spot on the wrapper. Working only on the dude. Ooh. I go for embrace the red dot strategy with the range. Makes for a much smoother ride. Embrace the red dot. What? How do I define the range? Hmm. What? Wait, hold up. What just happened? Where all these white dots come from? Were those always there? Okay, but how do I? Okay. Play with the sliders hue and sat. Hmm. I already heard this song. Huh. Well, I kind of like that a bit more. All right. Whatever, dude. I mean, it's mine, so I guess I can make it look however I want. Maybe I should have done a little bit more than. Whatever. Less maneuver. Oh, maneuver. Man, my eyes. Less mauve, more blue. Still gently desaturated, close up details burst, but the water keeps its secrets. Okay, weird. Time to review and check for issues. I bet there's a lot of issues in mine. Looks solid. You can fine tune or reset into. Sorry. You can fine tune or reset what now? Individual nodes without wiping out your entire effort. Cool. The trick, don't overdo it. Know when to call it quits on the color grading. I think I did too much on this, but whatever. Full screen blast off in the edit page. Is this the end of your video? freaking do not like these drums or bass that this guy has going, or girl that this person has going. Next episode, we'll complete the color grading with two final nodes: noise reduction, sweet, and sharpness, sweet. This episode is already online. Good for you. You know what? This person has been very helpful. Everybody else expects me to be a coloring expert before I get to underwater stuff, because it seems like underwater stuff is the most advanced that it could be. Um, and I am not by any means, I'm not just not a coloring expert. I don't know what I'm doing. Never done it before. Any of this. I took one class once and I didn't listen. Unfortunately, it was a full day. It was a lot to take in, and it was gnarly. All right, let's do a little. Um, Enable button. Go to the front. Workspace. Whatever, just Apple F, right? Apple F? Yeah, that'll do it. This is what it was. This is what it is. I don't think that's the color of its eye, so that makes me mad. But let's see here. It's a pretty big difference. Oh, dude. Oh, that purple in the coral. Okay. There's a lot that I Oh, dude, those spots. All right. Okay. There's a lot that I'm not pumped about. And a lot more to practice with, to learn, to do all that fun stuff. But like, for having never messed with those before, except again, I think the one class I took where it's like if you have the same clip as them, then they're doing it. You're just doing exactly what they do. So I wasn't really listening, and I wasn't really learning. This is gonna be a gnarly week, and I'm going out of town. So, and I don't have a lot of time to do this each day, but I gotta do it. Anyway, that's it. That's all my stuff. That's it. This went long. I don't want it to go this long again. Bye bye. You'll not be able to